His Eminence, Cardinal Timohty Dolan, is the Archbishop of New York and a member of the College of Cardinals. He just walked over from St. Patrick's Cathedral down the block after hearing the news. Your Eminence, good morning.
Matt, thank you. I appreciate the invitation to be with you.
We spoke on the phone a half hour ago, and you were just getting word of this.
You can verify that I was startled, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, I was enjoying hearing Greg Burke, an old friend from St. Louis, by the way, my hometown, filling you all in, because I'm as startled as the rest of you and as anxious to find out exactly what's going on. So apparently it is confirmed. When you called first, Matt, you and I both chuckled and thought this might be another rumor, but it's sure enough confirmed. So I find myself eager for some news. I find myself itching to read the statement in Latin. I hope you can translate it.
Yeah, good luck with that.
That the Holy Father made. And I find myself kind of somber, in a way. Boy, I love this Pope. Every Catholic feels the Pope is his father. We call him our Holy Father. The world looks to him with respect and affection. I sense a special bond with him. He's the one that appointed me to you all as Archbishop of New York. I'm wearing the ring he gave me and the cross he gave me. So I feel a particular bond with him and a note of sadness, to be honest with you. On the other hand, my appreciation for him, which was already high, is enhanced a bit because with this sense of realism, that he has such an esteem for the office of the successor of St. Peter, which is what the Pope is, the Bishop of Rome, the successor of St. Peter, that he says, I may not be up to it now, and perhaps I can best serve Jesus and his church and his people by stepping aside. So I have to admire him immensely.
And even as we stop and pay tribute to what he has meant to the papacy and the church, now an enormous responsibility falls on your shoulders
and
the shoulders of the other cardinals around the world.
Yes, it does. That's one of the things, boy, I've never been through this before. I'm still unpacking the Red Sox from a year ago when I was made a Cardinal. So this is going to be, I'm going to need some coaching here. And I don't exactly know, except for prayer, which I already do a bunch of and need to do more of. Except for prayer, I don't know what else to do. I'll await instructions with everybody else.
There will be, and you help me out, and you always correct me on this, there will be a period of sede vacante?
Sede vacante, you got it. You know what that means? Sede is a Latin word for chair, vacante, empty. So we call it the sede vacante when the Pope is dead. The chair of Peter, that ancient sign of teaching and unity, will be vacant after February 28th. And then the College of Cardinals, who are all pastors of parishes in Rome. Myself, remember, you came to my church in Rome, Our Lady of Guadalupe. We get together in conclave to elect a new Bishop of Rome, a new successor of St. Peter.
I know, as you mentioned, this is new to you as well, but what are the qualities one looks for in a Pope? And is there a short list, as it were?
Well, if you look, a good place to start would be to look at Pope Benedict. There's a learning, there's a savviness about the world, there's a theological depth, there's an unquestionably personal piety and holiness, there's a linguistic talent, there's a knowledge of the Church Universal. Those would all be qualities you'd look for.
As a cardinal, are you allowed to vote for yourself?
No, only crazy people cannot enter the convent.
Your Eminence, it's awfully nice of you to walk over here this morning.
I appreciate the invitation. You were one of the first people I spoke to. I promised you a long time ago that when this sad day would come, I'd be at your service, so I look forward to being with you often in the next weeks.
Sad, yet, as you mentioned, mixed emotions.
Yeah, there are mixed emotions. I love the guy. And he's, one of the things everybody notices is his humility. It's almost in the beginning he shrugged and said, boy, compared to John Paul II, I don't know if I'm up to this, but with God's grace and mercy, I'll give it my best shot. And he's done well for almost 8 years. He's winsome in his humble acknowledgement of his frailty and his weakness. I think that's touched all of our hearts.
Again,
thanks.
Thank you. What a pleasure to have you here this morning.
Thank you all. See you again.
We're going to have a lot more.